Androscoggin River Valley, the people, the places, the history, all that makes up the vital story of the towns of the Androscoggin Valley in western Maine.
Hello and welcome to the June 2018 edition of Today River Valley. Today River Valley is the video news feature program for the towns of the Androscoggin Valley in western Maine. My name is Phil Blampede. I'm the host and producer of the program. Well, we hear an awful lot about what the effects of global warming might be on places like the Arctic or small Pacific islands that are in danger of being flooded. We don't often hear a lot about what the effects might be right here in western Maine. Last month, there was a presentation at the Grand Summit Hotel in Newry, Maine, by two experts who described exactly what those effects might be right in this region. Now, these people were not wild-eyed environmentalists or political activists. They were, in fact, employees of the federal government. Let's just say you might want to take advantage of maple syrup, moose, brook trout, and skiing while you can. All that and more after messages from local businesses.
Today River Valley is sponsored by the Sudbury Inn, lodging, fine dining, and a lively pub right on Main Street in Bethel, Maine.
The Sudbury Inn. Now's the time for a getaway to a charming village like Bethel, Maine, and a stay in the historic Sudbury Inn right in the heart of the village of Bethel, where the table is set and waiting for you and the bed is quilted and pillowed and beckoning you for a good night's sleep in the country air. Whether you come for hiking the western Maine mountains, playing the great Bethel area golf courses, or browsing the quaint knickknacks in local shops, the Sudbury Inn will welcome you back at the end of the day with fine dining in its main dining room, or pub fare and live music in its popular Sud's Pub downstairs. It may be located in a small village, but the Sudbury Inn strives to offer world-class cuisine. The menu changes with the seasons, yet always offers popular classics. And yes, the inn is affordable. Guests are surprised to find how reasonable room rates are, even though a generous kitchen-cooked full breakfast is included. Besides individual rooms, the inn also offers rustic, apartment-sized, pet-friendly suites for families or large groups. Make this month a memorable one with a stay this season at the Sudbury Inn, which, as the magazine Bon Appetit put it, is a perfect way to end a day in Bethel.
Scott's Recreation is a Maine RV and camper dealership with locations in Turner and Manchester, Maine. Our showroom is stocked with the newest Alpine, Big Country, Elk Ridge, Mission Trailers, and Snow Pro Trailers models. Each camper dealership has a full sales, service, and parts department with friendly and experienced staff. After such a long winter, you deserve to get out on the road with an RV or trailer from Scott's Recreation. Browse our lots or check our website at scottsrecreation.com. Scott's Recreation, open Monday through Saturday.
Create your own legend for the woman who knows who she is, what she wants, and makes no apologies for either. Goddess Robes, a unique store on Route 26 in Bryant Pond featuring custom-designed, one-of-a-kind robes and caftans. Each robe is custom-tailored, fitted carefully to the purchaser, and is artisan-designed and handcrafted. Each robe is like a work of art in fabric, artwork that can be worn. With dignity and grace, a goddess robe can speak eloquently and give voice to the goddess within us all. Created by artisan and proprietor Diane Dupuis, the robes are unique. No two are alike. They can be crafted with silks, satins, or polysilks. They can be hand embroidered and they can be fully lined for comfortable winter wear. They are an heirloom in the making, but a practical addition for the wardrobe in the meantime, adding a touch of elegance to everyday wear or a quick solution for formal wear. And please consider that an honoring robe is a perfect gift for a wedding, birthday, retirement, or Valentine's Day. The purchase of a goddess robe is a journey in itself. You are invited to come explore your own divine feminine with a selection of fabrics and designs and accessories in a free, no-obligation consultation. Your own goddess robe is waiting here for you. Please come and let us help you discover it. Open Wednesday through Saturday through this summer. Please call or visit the website. Hey, remember when we used to go down to the old Mountain Valley Variety for that great grab-and-go pizza? Remember the homemade coleslaw and the great finger rolls they used to make? Yeah, those were the... Wait a minute, that's not a memory. Mountain Valley Variety is here now, open 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day and waiting for you to stop on by. You don't have to have nostalgia for their great beer cave, the largest in the area, or their hand-cut steaks if you're grilling out tonight. Just come on in. The good old days at Mountain Valley Variety, that's right now, brother. So come on by, grab a cold six-pack and get some picnic fixings, and enjoy the summer Mountain Valley style before it becomes a memory.
Come on down to Mountain Valley Variety and see us all.
I've watched people in my family and my community reach retirement and be unaware of the options that are available, so they won't run out of money. I realized that many people I spoke with were unsure who they could even turn to for help with retirement planning. I want people to be able to make the best of every situation possible, even when they're facing the toughest of decisions. I've seen them stress on how they'll pay their bills and not be able to focus on what really matters in life, and that's time with their family. I decided it was time to step up and focus on advocating for the financial well-being of the people in my community. I'm doing this work because I want to make a difference in people's lives. I'll walk you through each step of the process, educating, guiding, and giving you the information that will empower you to make informed choices for you and your family through the retirement planning process.
Hi, this is Glenn Gordon at Good Karma Cafe and Health Foods at 72 Congress Street in Rumford, Maine. And you're watching Today River Valley, the video news feature program of towns in the Androscoggin Valley in western Maine.
We know unequivocally, right, that atmospheric greenhouse gases, CO2, methane, nitrous oxide, have been going up since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. We know unequivocally that global temperature, surface temperature and ocean temperatures are going up. We can measure that. We know unequivocally that precipitation patterns across the world have changed. Some areas are seeing more precipitation, some areas are seeing less. We know with the increase in temperature, we're having a decline in land and sea ice. And as we have more of that water go into the seas, we know that we're having sea level rise, both from the fresh water, but also from thermal expansion. Again, these are all things, we have a lot of data we can measure. We know the oceans are acidifying, right? This is high school math and science. CO2 is a weak carbonic acid. The oceans, as it dissolves into the water, has to acidify. And then the other thing that's been harder to get a handle on is extreme events and the attribution of extreme events to climate change. But we've learned a lot about this and are making great strides in understanding extreme events.
The overwhelming majority of scientists, researchers, and governments around the world agree. Climate change is a fact, and global warming is a fact. The only uncertainty is how it will all play out. There are some theories that civilization itself is in danger and that our society in its present form will be destroyed unless drastic action is taken to reduce carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. There may be no solid evidence yet for that worst-case scenario, but there is plenty of evidence for many less severe outcomes which, while not catastrophic, could damage the world. On May 3rd, the Androscoggin River Watershed Council hosted a presentation in Newry, Maine about what some of those outcomes might look like right here in northern New England and western Maine, and the speakers were not environmental activists. They were researchers and scientists, including 2 employed by the federal government.
On March 17th, the Arctic region reached a milestone, the second lowest sea ice maximum extent since satellite measurements began. The 4 lowest maximum Arctic extents on record have been in the last 4 years, according to analysis from NASA and the National Snow and Ice Data
Center. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the climate in New England.
Chris Kimball is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Gray, Maine, focusing on questions of climate. He described the many small indicators recorded by the Weather Service in recent years that add up to a larger picture of climate change.
The changes in average temperature that we're seeing are driven in large part due to nighttime temperatures not being as cold. So you see less cooling at night. We also seen greater precipitation, including more extreme precipitation events. Here's an example across Maine over the past century or more of the observed winter temperature. So you can see in general over the decades you've had a gradual increase, especially in the last few decades. And this is particularly notable in the number of very cold nights. So this is number of nights where you fall below zero. You can see that we have fewer of these nights than we have in the past few decades. Summer temperatures, the average summer temperature is also increasing, although it's not as extreme as in winter. Annual precipitation is also increasing, especially in the last 2 decades. Number of extreme precipitation events is the number of events that drop 2 inches or more of rain. That has also increased in the last couple of decades fairly dramatically. As far as what we expect for the future of the climate, generally we're expecting the trends we've seen already to continue or intensify. That includes greater frequency of heavy rainfall and flooding, which would affect the outflow along the rivers. You'd have basically a feast or famine approach when it comes to drought and floods. So you have periods of heavy rainfall, but also periods of really dry conditions as well. Snowfall would be pretty inconsistent, but generally decreasing. You do still have some extreme events. And in general, we also expect more frequent heat waves, although again, we haven't seen that quite as much yet, as the warming has primarily been driven by nighttime temperatures.
So where does all this lead? Getting past the statistics, USDA scientist Lindsay Rustad summarized where these trends might take northern New England and western Maine.
Under a low emission scenario, our climate may begin to look like that of Baltimore, Maryland, and under a high emission scenario, it may start looking like Virginia. So again, these are what the models are suggesting.
What would a Virginia-like climate mean for western Maine? It would mean 100-degree weather throughout much of July and August, and that many of the things that give New England its special identity would disappear. For instance, the warmer climate may end the maple sugar industry in New England as different types of trees replace sugar maples.
We expect for common tree species about an even decrease in suitable habitat for some, increase in others. I really like to think of winners and losers. I try not to be completely a naysayer and say, yep, we might lose some of the suitable habitat for our iconic species of spruce, fir, sugar maple, birch, northern white cedar, but there are winners, oaks and pines. So in terms of forest products and productivity, we're still going to have trees on the landscape.
The maple sugar business wouldn't be the only thing gone. The area could lose everything dependent on colder temperatures, from moose to brook trout to the entire ski industry and the tourist dollars it brings.
So how is wildlife responding to a changing climate? Again, a whole paper written on this. And I think we know that climate change directly and indirectly affects virtually all species, from our iconic moose, which may virtually be extirpated from the lower 48, to those really pesky ticks that we know are increasing. This is from just a couple days ago in the New York Times. Tick and mosquito infections are surging, and that's in part due to changing warming climate. Projected brook trout futures. This looks very familiar. This is where we find our brook trout now. Under a low emission scenario, you can see that we lose areas for brook trout populations. Under high emission scenarios, they're basically gone from this area. Snowpack. We're all tired of snow, but I think most of us love snow here in New England. So if we look to the future, this is some very sophisticated climate modeling work that was done by Catherine Hayhoe, who was one of Time Magazine's 100 most important people a couple of years ago for her climate work. Her projections suggest that we will see another 5 to almost 10 degrees Fahrenheit increase in temperature by the end of this century. Summers now will be warming most. Remember, before it was winters were warming most. Another 7 to 14% increase in precipitation, more intense precipitation, more energy, right? So more intense precipitation events, longer growing seasons, greater than a month longer in growing seasons, and a decrease or an elimination of the snowpack.
For new construction or renovations, or to tighten up that basement, there are few better investments than foam insulation. And in Western Maine, it's Dixfield Foam Insulation. Foam insulation is the best insulation on the market. It does not sag or settle like other insulation, and it maintains its R value for decades. That means that in the long run, the savings on heating and cooling costs will far exceed the cost of installing it in the first place. With foam insulation, there's no air leakage. It creates its own vapor barrier, and it's resistant to moisture. The rigidity of the product even serves to add to the structural integrity of the framing of the building. Foam insulation is ideal for new construction or renovations where the studs are going to be exposed, but it's also great for tightening up basements in any building. Have a difficult to seal rock wall foundation or a leaky, drafty basement? Seal it with foam insulation and keep air and water out. Dixfield Foam Insulation offers free, no obligation estimates.
I'm Tim with Dixfield Foam Insulation. Give us a call, we'll give you a free estimate.
Call 207-418-9394 or 207-441-3630 for a no-obligation consultation. And check our Facebook page for more information. Everyone knows Stony Brook Recreation on Route 2 in Hanover is a great choice for family camping in Western Maine. Many people also know the variety store that opened there a couple of years ago, offering everything from milk and eggs to wine and beer to homemade donuts on Saturdays. But did you know Stony Brook now has a full country diner-style dining room serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Come by, grab a table by the old wood stove, and enjoy good home-style cooking with friendly service.
Hi, this is Bruce at Stony Brook Variety. We're open 7 days a week, so please stop by and enjoy our new expanded dining room.
The place is called Northern Lights Hearth and Sports, and it's right on the main road at 639 Wilton Road. That's Route 2 in Farmington. Let's take a look at the sports part of Northern Lights Hearth and Sports. And this summer, it's a selection of bicycles and accessories, everything from road bikes to mountain bikes to fat tire bikes for mud and, sooner or later, snow. Come in and try one of our demonstration models. And to help you get your bike to distant trails, Northern Lights offers the Thule system of bike racks for your car, the quality leader in racks and accessories. Northern Lights, open Monday through Saturday.
Excuse me, sir, are you getting a little shaggy around the ears but can't find time for a haircut? Well, now you can. At Lisa's Barbershop at 178 Main Street in Mexico, owner Lisa Shardlow specializes in quick haircuts. No appointment is necessary and there's rarely a wait. At Lisa's, the motto is cut and go.
Here come those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. But don't be lazy. Before you go play, you'd be crazy not to get a quick, convenient haircut here at Lisa's.
Lisa's, open Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to noon.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't come up with the hazy part. Just get the haircut and have some soda and pretzels and beer and forget about it.
Meanwhile, at the Verizon Wireless Zone in Mexico, Maine.
Bill, did you know that you can find just about anything that you need in a smartphone nowadays?
You know, I really have everything I need here in this bag.
We'll see about that. Oh. You're not going to need this if you have a new smartphone on America's Best network. And a calculator? You're most definitely not going to need this. A calendar? Your new smartphone will have a calendar already built into the phone that not only helps you with appointments, but also sets reminders.
Now I suppose you're going to tell me that this smartphone will show me where to get a hamburger? Huh?
As a matter of fact, yes it will.
Remember, at the Verizon Wireless Store in Mexico, we're always striving to be your cell phone provider of choice.
Hi, I'm Roger Whitehouse. owner and designated broker of Riverside Realty right here in Mexico, Maine. At Riverside Realty, we're not just selling houses, we're selling our experience and knowledge to help you through the pitfalls and opportunities of purchasing a new property. Stop by Riverside Realty and let us show you how a full-service real estate office can help you. Hope to see you soon.
This is MLS 1344952, a 1902 7-room cape in the village center of Dixfield, Maine, close to stores and a bank branch, with a detached one-car garage and an 18 by 36 in-ground saltwater pool on slightly more than 1/3 of an acre. The house has updated siding and replacement windows, a large family room, and hardwood floors under living room carpet extending into the hallway, listed at $118,900. This is MLS 1287868, a 1949 cape on the Roxbury Road in Mexico, Maine, with 4 rooms, 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths. It has a large screen entertainment room wired with built-in sound. It's been totally renovated since 2008. It has a new detached 2-bay gambrel-style garage with 12-foot-high ceilings, radiant heated floor, and its own electrical sub-panel. The garage is 44 by 32, and it has a loft with 10-foot-high ceilings. Listed at $125,192.
You're watching Today River Valley, the video news feature program for the Androscoggin River Valley in western Maine.
There are hundreds of historical societies in towns and cities throughout Maine, but as reported in the May edition of Today River Valley, many struggle to survive due to lack of volunteers. The problem is that many of these societies have amassed collections of valuable local historical artifacts which need to be maintained and protected. But there are some success stories, and notable among them is the recent revival of the Canton, Maine Historical Society, which was just on the brink of dissolving when, thanks to interest generated by the upcoming bicentennial of the town, new members showed up and the town government decided to lend a hand. How'd that happen? The new members themselves tell the story.
Well, I only joined the Historical Society about a year ago, and at that point there were 6 active members. And from my understanding, yes, it started out all gung-ho and people were ready to go and the collection was growing, and then interest seemed to get lost and people got older and the population changed, and all of a sudden there were just 6 people left. And Julie and myself are both on the Bicentennial Committee. And obviously, as part of the Bicentennial Committee, which we'll celebrate in 2021, we thought it would be a good connection to work with the Historical Society. And the Historical Society really only had those 6 people, so it was like, well, why don't we actually join the Historical Society as well and become part of the process? And so that jumped the Historical Society up to 11 at that point.
The Canton Historical Society had a collection of local artifacts housed in an old Unitarian church building, but the building was in severe disrepair and needed to be demolished. Another old building nearby, the former Grange Hall, however, was in good shape, and it just so happened that the owner, C.N. Brown Company, wanted to get rid of it. They offered it to the Historical Society on the condition that the society move it off the C.N. Brown property. The society accepted the challenge and went to the town for the permit to do the moving.
We didn't have any funding. We were gearing up to write grants to get money to do the move. And the very first time the town was really introduced to the fact that the Historical Society was going to take on this project was when myself and the former President Gary Doherty went to the selectmen's meeting with the sole purpose for me to ask the selectmen to waive the fee for the building permit that we were going to need.
So when the Historical Society came into the meeting and started talking about a building permit and moving the building, we saw the opportunity. Well, what we said was we were going to ask the town to take $60,000 out of the general fund and help fund the move. The reasoning behind that was it had to happen quick. If we didn't do this quickly, the building would have been demolished. And that was very disheartening to most people in town. So we had a town meeting, brought people in, had a very, very short discussion justifying the money. And, the bosses of the town, the taxpayers, said, go for it.
Yeah.
and we have to get this done.
We were on the brink of going under, and who knows what would have happened to all the treasures and that we have in our collection. And yeah, with the help of this community and the help of the volunteers, there have been some great volunteers, and we're back. Canton Historical Society is back.
Good Karma Cafe and Health Food is becoming the place to go for lunch in Rumford, and everyone has their favorite from the menu.
Hi, I'm Dawson Walton, and I am a regular customer here at Good Karma Cafe, which incidentally is hands down the best place to eat in town. My favorite wrap here is the DW, which is grilled chicken, bacon, and sriracha.
This sandwich is loaded. It's got peppers, onions, tomatoes, jalapenos, you name it. They'll put whatever you want on it for veggies.
Good Karma Cafe and Health Foods, open Monday through Saturday. The Jolly Drayman Pub and the Briarley Inn, a gracious inn in Bethel, Maine, with an authentic British pub featuring classic pub fare.
This is Helena at the Jolly Drayman Briarley Inn. Stop by, come to see us. Looking forward to your visit.
After dinner, indulge yourself with a stay in one of the comfortable rooms upstairs in the Briarley Inn, featuring cuddly blankets, down feather pillows, soft linens, fluffy towels, and casual rustic decor. The Jolly Drayman, the authentic British pub in Bethel, Maine, located in the Briarley Inn. At Dan's Automotive, you'll find reliable used cars in the $3,000 to $8,000 range. You'll get more car for less money. Here's a great example of what you'll find at Dan's Automotive. Warning, this will probably be sold by the time you see this ad, but if you get lucky, you may still have a chance at this 2006 Hyundai Tucson Limited with automatic V6, a moonroof, and four-wheel drive for only $5,995.
We bought our car at Dan's, and we're glad we did.
Dan's Automotive Repair and Sales, Crescent Avenue, Rumford.
Hi, this is Kevin Frisbee from Frisbee & Associates. As you near retirement, financial assurance becomes more important and harder to understand. We can help, because we specialize in asset and wealth management, annuities, long-term care, Social Security planning, and more. Stop struggling with retirement questions. Contact the experienced team at Frisbee & Associates. You can find us online at frisbeebenefits.com, call us, or visit us. Do something about your retirement. Contact us today.
At Puya Lumber, you'll find the tools and supplies you need for everything you've got on your to-do list this summer. If the roof needs attention, check out Puya's full stock of IKO roofing. Why not enjoy the nicer weather with a deck with Puya's deck packages, hammer ready? And why not make that driveway look like new again with an application of Sakrete Driveway Sealer, always in stock at Puya's. Puya Lumber, 369 River Road, Route 2, Mexico, Maine, 364-9999.
Washing machines are offering more and more features each year. Well, you may not find anything quite like this yet at Larson's Electric Service in Mexico, but you'll find the latest in everything from washing machines to refrigerators to stoves. With the Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Maytag brands, Larson's offers free delivery and setup of your new appliance plus removal of your old appliance.
Now celebrating over 60 years in business, Larson's, 13 Main Street, Mexico, Maine.
Thinking about a new career? Get on the right road with tractor trailer and school bus driver training at the Region 9 truck driving program right here in Mexico, Maine.
Hi, my name is Ed Naples. I work here at Region 9 and I'd like to give you some thoughts about our truck driver training program.
Class A drivers are in demand whether you're hauling chips or whether you're going over the road cross country. The jobs are there. If you're thinking about getting your Class B license, the local towns will be looking for drivers for the winter months and the ski areas for plowing. So if you're interested in doing that, give us a call. The opportunity is there for driving school buses in the area. A lot of people are retiring.
So if you like driving, you drive a standard shift, pass a physical and drug test, this could be an opportunity for a career change for you. A lot of people take the course and a lot of people get jobs. We've been doing this program for almost 30 years and have a lot of good success stories. So I invite you to give me a call at 369-9058 and find out more information and sign up for the next class.
Today River Valley is sponsored by the Sudbury Inn, lodging, fine dining, and a lively pub right on Main Street in Bethel, Maine.
That's it for the June edition of Today River Valley. This is Phil Blampied, the host and producer of the program. Remember, you can find this program and previous editions at the website todayrivervalley.com. Well, it's vacation time in Vacation Land. Enjoy the weather and be nice to the tourists, would you folks? See you next month.